Imagine spending years telling your deepest secrets to your best friend, only to find out they never existed. Not like, they moved away. I mean, they were never real. And I didn't figure it out until it was way too late. So, hey. I'm Alex. I'm 19 now, but this all started back when I was 12. Back then, life was kinda lonely. My parents worked late, I didn't have many friends at school, and I spent most afternoons in my room drawing or reading. That's when I met Jamie. Jamie was everything I wasn't. Outgoing. Funny. The kind of person who could make even the quietest moment feel alive. She had this bright, messy hair, always wore mismatched socks, and had a laugh that made you feel like you were in on the best secret in the world. She lived in the old yellow house at the end of my street, at least, that's what she told me. We'd hang out every day after school. Playing games, talking about dumb stuff, exploring the woods behind our neighborhood. She got me through some of my darkest days. And I never questioned it. Why would I? She was my best friend. But things started getting weird around my freshman year of high school. Like, sometimes I'd mention Jamie to other kids in class, and they'd just stare at me. Once, I even pointed her out in the cafeteria, but the girl I was talking to looked at me like I was losing it. Said there was no one sitting where I was pointing. I brushed it off. Maybe they just didn't notice her. Jamie hated talking to people she didn't know, maybe that was it. Then there was the thing with the pictures. My mom took a ton of photos, family dinners, birthdays, vacations, and Jamie was in all of them. Or at least, I thought she was. One day, I was going through an old album with my mom, pointing at a picture from my 13th birthday. I said, "Oh, that's the day Jamie pushed my face into the cake." My mom just blinked at me and said, "Who's Jamie?" I laughed, thinking she was joking. But when she handed me the picture, Jamie wasn't in it. It was just me. Sitting alone. Smiling at no one. I told myself maybe the photo got messed up. Glitch. Bad camera. Anything to avoid the truth creeping into my head. But the real breaking point came the night of the storm. It was one of those nights where the wind howls through the cracks, rain pounds against the windows, and the whole house feels alive. My parents were stuck across town because of flooding, so it was just me at home. I was in my room when I heard tapping on my window. Not like rain, more like fingers. I opened the curtains, and there was Jamie, standing in the downpour, smiling that big, lopsided smile. I ran to let her in, but the second I opened the door, she wasn't there. Just wet grass and the sound of rain. When I went back to my room, though, she was sitting on my bed. "Why'd you run?" she asked, tilting her head. Her voice was different, quieter. Heavier. Like it came from somewhere deeper than her chest. I told her I thought she disappeared. She just stared at me for a long time before saying, "Maybe I was never here." I barely slept that night. The next morning, I decided I needed answers. I walked to the old yellow house at the end of the street. Except, there was no house. Not anymore. Just an overgrown lot with a rusted mailbox. An older neighbor saw me standing there and came over. I asked her what happened to the house, and she told me, calm as anything, that it had burned down years before I was even born. She said a little girl lived there once. Name was Jamie. She died in the fire. I told her that couldn't be right. I'd been friends with Jamie for years. We'd talked, laughed, played. But the woman just gave me this sad look and said, "Honey, sometimes the lonely ones find each other. Even across worlds." After that, I never saw Jamie again. Not in my room. Not in the woods. Not anywhere. Sometimes, though. When I'm sketching alone late at night, I feel that same warmth behind me. Like someone's looking over my shoulder. And I swear, I can hear the faint sound of mismatched socks sliding across my floor. She might not have been real. But she was the realest friend I ever had.